Hello, be very welcome once again to As Above, So Below. So today I'm here to talk about a little bit about a very important transit that is going to be from the 2nd of May onwards until the 11th of October. And it's going to be a Pluto retrograde once again. Don't be surprised because this is a very recurrent theme that we always have during a full year. Okay, I was born under Pluto retrograde, so most of us were born under Pluto retrograde. If not, kudos to you. It means that you don't have major themes connected to power struggles or transformation or change. So that's your luck, okay, not mine. So it's no wonder because Pluto half of the year, 5 to 6 months, is retrograde, and it's going to happen again. So but this time around it's a little bit, how I might say this, it's not surprising. It's almost like a full circle moment, and you're asking me why. And I'm talking about a full circle moment because Pluto is going to be retrograde in Aquarius in first, then in Capricorn, and then it's going to be direct in Aquarius again. So it will be, it will be a major change, a slow one, okay, in our lives, and we will be able to reconsider and think about and perhaps change a little bit of our insights and thoughts about the last 20 years that we lived on Earth. That's the major theme, okay? And the major themes are going to be connected to power, to ambition, to society, to the struggles that we face living in society, in community. So it's going to be pretty interesting, okay? So brace yourselves because we're going for a full dive or 4 pages about Pluto retrograde. I'm bringing the karma cards by MONTEFARBER, the amazing karma cards. And if you have, after all this, you have any questions or doubts that you want to ask me, you can reach me through the comments or Instagram. Why not? Okay, you're all welcome to share your thoughts and ask me questions. Okay, so what does it mean have the Pluto, the lord of the underworld that was Hades back in the day, the planet of change, going backwards? Usually this is Pluto expressed the need to control, to change, to be to dive deep into any subject, to change it. Okay, so when we have Pluto retrograde, it means that we're going to change, but inwards. So sometimes it leads to some frustration, anxiety, because we are not seeing the transformation right away, but we are slowly moving, okay? We are slowly changing. So what does this mean in Pluto? The need for control of. So when we have Pluto retrograde, we are able to access our need to control something or someone, okay? If you have planets that are making contact, conjunction, square, opposition with Pluto, and if you have several planets that are making this kind of, this contact, please be very careful, because the Pluto energy is to be faced, not ignored, is to be consumed. Usually when we have in synastry Venus square Pluto or Mars square Pluto or conjunction opposition, it means that we have like a lot of energy, really visceral, primal energy that needs to be faced and transformed into something else. Okay, so we are going to be addressing the need for control. And if you have a lot of Plutonian aspects in your chart, just check them out, okay? And do a lot of shadow work connected to that, because shadow work is Usually, for the major planets for shadow working, they are not only Saturn, okay? It's our sun, that is our ego, Mars, our libido and aggression and motivation, and our desires. Pluto, of course, because it's our need to transform and control and be able to, be the ones that call the shots. And of course Lilith, the shadow side that we cannot integrate, so we project into other people. Okay, and after that we have the south node. Of course, look into your south node, look into your moon, the house that you have in several planets. If you have a stellium, go for it. Access your illusions with Neptune, access your need to rebel with Uranus. So every single planet has a light and shadow aspect, but there are some major themes like karma with Saturn, transformation with Pluto and control. We have Lilith, that's the shadow side of the moon, actually. The thing that we are ashamed of, so we do not integrate and becomes like a part of our, our femme fatale persona for men and women, actually. And our desires with Mars, and sometimes our fertility with Venus. So access all of them. Okay, it's going to be even in first and foremost the ones that you have in a connection with Pluto. Access the not only the sign that you have in Pluto, because it's a generational thing. So most people that were born on, a few years later or earlier than you are going to have that same sign. But the most important thing is the house that you have in Pluto. Okay, so the obsessions, your power struggles, and the things that you feel that you must do. So there's, hence the obsession. Okay, so Pluto going backwards, or apparently going backwards, that's the retrograde. It means that you are going to be able to be more introspective, perhaps do therapy or talk more deeply about certain subjects with your friends or family. You're going to explore your dark side, your darkest fears, and face them and learn from your past. That's the main theme with Pluto. So it's a good thing that we have once in a year, during 230 days, actually, more or less, that we have the Lord of transformation making a stop sign and saying, well, you must think and address this before you change completely. Check inside yourself if this is your path, this is the real thing that you must do. Check your inhibitions, check your fears, check your resistance to change. That's the main thing. Change and access. Why do you want to control everything? Are you afraid of change? That's one of the questions. So the first part of Pluto retrograde, it's between the 2nd of May and the 2nd of September of 2024, and it's going retrograde in Aquarius. So we are going to access the need that certain people have of power above others in society. So it's wise, do not rush or push your own values into other people. Just access why you believe them, or you are so attached to certain values and certain beliefs about the way that you live in society. And the second phase is from the 3rd of September 3rd until the October 11th, that Pluto is going to be retrograde in Capricorn. So this is the perfect time to meditate, to isolate yourself. Capricorn is known by their melancholy and their sadness and disappointment. I didn't do the right thing at the right time. So try to channel that and analyze your ambitions and be strategic about the way that you want to move forward after Pluto being direct, because after Pluto getting again in direct motion, you're going to be able to be much more conscious about the change that you want to do in your life. Okay, so remember the old things. This is going to be Pluto retrograde is a sucker for nostalgia, so looking into the past and the major transformations that happened during the last 20 years, because the last 20 years Pluto was in Capricorn, so we've seen a lot of changes in corporations and institutions, because Capricorn, that is ruled by Saturn, that is structure and tradition and time. We've become a little bit more we wanted to question a little bit much more about the power and the dynamics of the powers that be. So politics and economy, that is all ruled by Capricorn. Okay, so those are the old structures. How do we live, how the power is perceived, what is power, is hierarchy a noble way of imposing as imposing rules? Do you want to live like this? Do you want to have another type of dynamics in politics and in economy? So there were major transformations, and in the end, I feel that Pluto is going to be just fine in these two placements, because we're going to be able to have better judgment. After all, the card that rules Pluto, or well, Pluto is in that card, is the it's that the position that is also occupied in tarot deck. Sorry, I'm fidgeting a lot. But it's judgment. Okay, judgment is Pluto, is transformation, is that wake up call. The angels are waking up all those families and saying, well, this is time for you to transform and access and be able to look things in the eye and be able to change. And even more, because Pluto retrograde is going to happen from the 2nd to the 3rd degree, so it's an energy of Taurus and Gemini, and right now we're moving from, May, it's going to moving from the Sun in Taurus to Gemini. Gemini is about communication. Jupiter is going to stay in Gemini during a full year. And so this is going to be about the way that you communicate our ambitions and the way that we want to live in society, actually, the way that we want to participate in community and in society. So these are some of the Pluto lessons. They bring a little bit, as I said, of frustration and dissatisfaction. And there are certain sun signs that are going to be feeling this even more than others. Of course, the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra are the ones who are going to be feeling this the most. And of course, Aquarius, because Pluto has been in Aquarius since the beginning of, direct in the beginning of January of 2024. So for these cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra, this is going to be like a kind of ring the alarm. Wow! And why you're asking that is because this is a crucial state of evolution of you guys. And you're feeling that this is like kind of a growing pain, because Pluto is going to be between the 2nd and the 1st. So this is self-love and how you feel valuable, how do you feel accomplished. So this is, you are finalizing something, you're ending a kind of it's like that full circle that I was talking about. You are ending something. This is a full-blown, ending circle of evolution. Cancer, of course, Pluto is in your 8th house, so being retrograding here, it's kind of like not being able to control your emotions completely. Aries It's all about leadership, so other people might get a little bit, annoyed by that. And Libra, you're trying not giving a fuck about, other people's shenanigans. You're trying to live your life in spite of having, right now your South Node collectively is in your sign, so it's being a little bit hard. Chiron is in Aries and the North Node as well. So you guys are feeling pushed, the cardinal signs are feeling pushed in so many directions. And try to find a balance has been a little bit hard, but it's not impossible. So it is a good thing that Pluto gets retrogrades for you to check in with yourself, okay? So you have Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces, and it will be nice to overcome your fears. For Taurus, we're going to speak a little bit more about this and the houses and where Pluto are going to be retrograde in several signs, because it's interesting. But for Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces, this is going to be good for you to overcome your fears and be more confident, okay? Uranus is still in Taurus, so lots of changes. Virgo is trying to deal with relationships, Scorpio is trying to deal with work, and Pisces with self-love, okay, of course, and with money and resources and be more responsible. And of course, you're dealing with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. What the fuck am I talking about? So a lot of, it's all about overcoming obstacles and be more confident about what you want to be and what you want to do in the future. After that, the ones that are not going to feel this as much, of course, Pluto in Aquarius. There are some Aquariuses that are going to be feeling this a lot if you have lots of stuff in Aquarius and Capricorn in your chart. But you are already, Aquariuses are already used to this transformation. You had very last 2 years, very rough years with Saturn in Aquarius, so you already know what's up. You have Leo, they're already dealing with Pluto opposite their sun sign. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Sagittarius, they're on their own lane to to research and learn. And of course, Libra. Libra, it's a little bit mixed, because I feel that you're going to feel this in a very impactful way. But if the sun is the only thing that you have in your chart that is on Libra, perhaps you're not going to feel that as much, okay? This is my personal opinion. If you were born on this during the 70s, you're going to feel this a lot because you have Pluto in Libra. So transformation 101, okay? So more things to talk about. This can lead to a little bit of, you already know, discomfort, anxiety, destructive impulses, because this is also a theme, an important theme to talk about when we have Pluto retrograde or direct, as a matter of fact. And this talks about power dynamics, what we want to control, because when people talk about control, when do people want to control something? Is when they felt they didn't have any control over their lives. Perhaps they come from an unstable background, family. So when we have power dynamics, there are people that are so insecure, they want to secure themselves, and they want to be able to tell themselves, okay, I'm secure, that's okay, you can go on with it. And people that live in that kind of anxiety, Pluto, they have Moon square Pluto, conjunction Pluto, that have Mars square Pluto, they need to be aggressive to assure they are secure in their lives. But mainly Moon in square or opposition or conjunction Pluto, they want to assure. And if you have any pattern with Pluto in your chart, you want to isolate yourself in power. So it's very lonely, as a matter of fact. And this is like a slow burn. You're going to be able to look those dynamics in the eye and perceive them as something that it's not good in your life, okay? That's something completely malefic, as a matter of fact. So I've brought some karma cards with me. They're really the karma cards from MONTEFARBER, and I have all the 12 houses, and I'm going to talk about the impact of these struggles on the 12 signs. So mind that if you have a stellium, imagine you are a sun in Aries, but you have a stellium in Pisces. Pisces is going to be the most important sign, okay? So first and foremost, Aries, okay? Because you're going to have this in, this is going to hit your 11th and 10th house. This is going to be an opportunity for you to reevaluate toxicity in friendships, power dynamics in your profession. Why am I saying this? Because the 10th house is about responsibility, success, all that is connected to Saturn, rules. You want to make your own rules. This is about your associations, your career. Perhaps you are competing with other people to get ahead of something, okay? So be very mindful that you should reevaluate the power dynamics and the dynamics that you have with your friends. Perhaps you're being more competitive with your friends, and this is not a good thing. If you work with your friends and if you are a creative person, try to turn that around and reassess, why do you want to control that, okay? And why do you want to fight for leadership, okay? So after that, we have Taurus, and Taurus, this is going to hit your 10th and 9th house. So first is going to be on the 10th and then the 9th house. And this is all about how do you feel about your potential, okay? Because you already had the North Node 2 years ago, almost, in Taurus, but Uranus is still in Taurus, so until 2027, as a matter of fact. So how have you been enabling yourself, you know, from evolving? Okay, you have to step up into a new dimension and reassess your potential, your capacities, your talents. Okay, it's time for you to move forward and to make a 180, you know, on this feeling of being afraid of change and to be afraid of to be a leader, okay? Because this is about your destiny, and perhaps because this hits also in the 9th house, perhaps you believed a lot of time that you were not capable of doing certain things, but you are, okay? So that's it for Tauruses. Afterwards, we have Gemini, and this is hitting your 9th and in 8th houses. So the house of spirituality, philosophy, and the house of transformation, okay? So you're going to be able to access your values, your connection with power, because this is the 8th house, the way that you communicate with other people, the way that you live with your partner a more profound and intimate life, because this is also connected to sex. If you have a power dynamic on your relationship, just, you know, mind that and try to reassess that, try to talk about that, because the 9th house is the way that you perceive intimacy, okay? So the mysteries of life, perhaps you're going to be more connected with spirituality as well, or there are some things that are going to be appearing in your life connected to death, or life after death, or sex, or power, okay? So this is going to be a very useful time to think about that, and even travel, okay? Because it is going to be useful, okay? I feel that you're going to make a discovery about yourself and a partnership or a loved one during this, okay? That's it. Now, Cancer, it's going to be really hard for you to control your feelings and your emotions, since this Pluto retrograde is going to hit your 8th and 7th houses. This is literally if Gemini is changing the way they perceive intimacy and power and what it is to feel powerful. Cancer, you're going to face your insecurities, your fears, It is a good time to do some therapy and to heal old trauma, as well as, Gemini is going to change the way they perceive. But Cancer, you really need to work on one-on-one relationships, because I feel there's a lot of trauma that's been influencing the way that you communicate with others. We cannot stress this enough, but we had the last 20 years, Pluto was making an opposition to your sun sign. So you were struggling against the change. You felt that in your bones. You're like, I do not want to change, but you have to, okay? So might as well be, open to it. And this is what this Pluto is going to welcome you. It's change. Now we're going to talk about this Pluto retrograde into the sign of Leo, okay? And this is going to hit your 7th and 6th houses. This is tricky because the 7th to the 6th house, this is the kind of a different kind of assessment. It is more connected to the transformation of your routine due to a new relationship or a partnership. I don't know. But the 7th house is diplomacy, relationships, the connection that you have to other people, justice, balance, cooperation. And you have like the 6th house, it's connected to your health, your full-time job, day-to-day, daily basics, that you do, going to the supermarket, washing your brushing your teeth, combing your hair. And so perhaps you're changing some of this because of relationship, because of partnership, of I don't know, something that you are opened and you decided to bring along in your life, something that you feel that you opened up to other people, to a partner, to a partnership, to an enterprise. So this is going to be really amazing to see, because Leo usually wants power. Pluto is making an opposition right now to your sun. So this is connected to someone, might be someone who's cooperating with you, a sibling, a child, something like that, okay, or another partner. So now we have Virgo. Sorry, I lost a little bit myself in there. We have Virgo, and this is going to be really tricky, because this is just like Leo. Leo is trying to be fair with themselves and other people, but Virgo is trying to express themselves. So you are really in this, energy. How do I express myself with more creativity? And you are struggling, to trust yourself, to put yourself more out there, and sometimes, Virgo are really usually shy people, unless you have some Leo placements that help you, Moon in Leo or Leo rising, something like that. But this is you trying to be more creative in your work and not feel sad by being perceived as dramatic or too eccentric, okay? So the power that you're going to be feeling right now, and the way that you are going to be accessing this, is how can I make myself more creative, but being taken in a seriously way and not being damaged, because the 6th house is the service to other people, is your work. It's not your career, it's not your ambitions, but it's your day-to-day life. So how can you be at service to other people and feel connected to your emotions and your creations, and feel wild, and making, because you are in this urge to be fun and fall in love and be creative. So this is the energy that we are connecting right now, okay, to Virgo. So this is the power struggle that you're having. Perhaps this is not going to be, you're not going to be really understood by your siblings or your partners, or but you are trying to connect with your inner child. That's it. You are struggling to connect with your inner child. Sometimes you may feel blocked by yourself. Sometimes you may feel blocked by other people and other people's perceptions. Sometimes it's just you know, doing a mental censorship to yourself. After this, we have Libra. Yeah, South Node in Libra right now, and you are feeling that, you know, these power dynamics are going to happen in your family again. Okay, you had 20 years of your life to heal some really heavy childhood trauma or something that is connected to your family or family dynamics. So you're trying to channel your emotions and your creativity into, you know, connect with others and to express your emotions. So this is going to be a struggle because you want to filter your trauma into your creativity. You want to be creative through the things that you feel that you weren't able to express when you were a child. Okay, so you are trying to be really fair, because that's the word. You're trying to be fair with yourself and others, but you want to live your own life. You don't want to be judged by your family. Perhaps if your family wants you to do something, perhaps you feel that you were dimmed down or dumbed down by someone in your family. Perhaps you feel that you've been more assisted. You have given so much of your time to your family, you haven't been able to live your own life. Perhaps you feel like you are a victim of the circumstances, of the traditions of your family, country, whatever they may be. It's connected to your roots. So you're trying to not feel stuck by them. Okay. Now we have Scorpio, and this is going to be really interesting because Scorpio is having a wake-up call and they cannot admit this to them. I know so many Scorpios, and mainly Scorpio men, they are really tough. They do not admit that they're having like this kind of wake-up call that is connected to family dynamics, and feel that they, you know, I wake up one day and you know, I felt that I wasn't doing nothing with my life, and I feel that I've wasted something. And this is really connected to a part of yourselves that hasn't been healed, that is connected to your family. I don't know if you have a lovely connection to your family, but there are some toxicity connected to your family roots that you have not been addressed the last years or so. So this is the perfect time, because the fourth house to the third house, there's, you know, Pluto is going to hit these two houses, the first, the fourth, and then the third. The most important thing that no, first the third and then the fourth, by, you know, the last one. I feel that you will feel the urge to rewrite your own story. Okay, so your ideas, you're trying to put your ideas into work. Perhaps you're going to have more deep conversations that you ever had with your siblings, family, friends. Perhaps you shut down something that happened a long time ago and you don't want to address it because it's just too painful. So I feel that, you know, a daily diary, doing a podcast, making interviews, doing therapy will be just a really healing thing for Scorpio, because this is your planet, this is your ruler, this is the Lord of transformation. You are not afraid of transformation, but I feel this is something really deep that you are still finding it difficult to address after all these years. So words are going to help you. Okay. After that, we have Sagittarius, and this is going to hit your third and second house. And this is really amazing, because I feel that you are learning from others. Perhaps you're going to feel a little bit stuck because you feel that others are having more power with their words and try to get what they want, and you're just learning and observing. This is a new dynamic for you. But after that, with the second house, I feel that you are applying this knowledge into your life, into your finances, to be more balanced, to be more wise with the things that you invest your time and money with. But perhaps this can have, this can be a little bit tricky, because this is a power struggle with your resources, and perhaps people do not believe in your ideas, or do not take for your words that you can do something. So you might as well, learn from other people's, just like um, a prince or a princess of swords, and you're observing something, which you are just absorbing some kind of knowledge, and then you are applying it. You just, take your way, or take yourself from the competition, and just listen to your gut, and get what you need. Okay, that's it. And after that, we have Aquarius, no, Capricorn. So you're going to be really, really comfortable, more or less comfortable, because you already know this energy of Pluto in Capricorn. You have felt this the last 20 years, right? And this is all about identity, the second house, your self-love, the way that you perceive yourself, what you want, your resources, your money. So I feel that you are feeling that there are some things, some unfinished business from the last 20 years that you must address, so that you can, continue with your life, and continue to grow and feel empowered, because this is all about you and your identity. Perhaps you feel that, that you changed so much the last 20 years, mainly if you have lived this after a Saturn return. You feel that you had done so much homework, you have done all that you could do to change and be more relaxed, and not take things so seriously, and still be a good professional, a good person, someone that is open to other people's ideas. And but I feel there are some investments that you did in the past that did not, they weren't the right ones. Perhaps you have been, battling other people's investments, or the notion, or perhaps investment they did on you, it wasn't the right one. Perhaps you have been, in partnerships with people that weren't, they weren't able to see your value, and that is a little bit annoying for yourself. So I feel that you must address some unfinished business, and just carry on with your life, actually. Okay. After this, we have, last but not the least, no, we still have Aquarius. What the fuck am I talking about? Aquarius, okay? So we have Aquarius, and this is going to happen between your 1st and 11th houses, okay? Your 1st and 12th houses, sorry. And this is all about your unconscious and your identity. This is quite funny, because just like Capricorn, you really understand this energy of Pluto in Aquarius, the energy of transformation. And I feel that you are relying on your intuition. You're changing your perspective on so many things, because the 11th house is fears, it's phobia, is trauma. And I feel that the last 20 years you just addressed that, and you're still going to address this, and you're still keep going and follow your gut. This is what you're going to do even during the retrograde, is to follow your gut and address your blockages. What an amazing transformation. So last but not the least, this is the one, Pisces, the last one, but not the least one. We have Pisces, and this is going to be all about self-work, you to manage to confront your fears and the way that you perceive yourself, because the 11th house is wishes, is ambitious, and your wish fulfillment, the things that you wanted to do. and the last 20 years you accomplished so many things and you wished upon a star and things happened due to your friends and connections. But since Pluto has been changing into Aquarius, you feel, and because of Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, you feel a little bit shut down by other people. People have been a little bit more awkward or distant, and you feel that you have been neglected and sometimes a little bit isolated by by yourself, so you don't feel included in certain things. And so I feel this is going to be a full circle on your connections, on your circle of friends. You're going to be receiving information, important information about the people who are meant to be in your life. The ones that are not, just let them go, okay? People are in our lives for a reason, and if it comes the time that the lessons already learned, just let them go, okay? That's it, set them free. So that's it. I hope this has been useful for you guys. Almost 40 minutes long, no, 40 minutes actually. And I hope this has been useful for you to think about, to integrate some changes that are going to be happen between this 2nd of May until the 11th of October. We no longer do. Many kisses to you guys. Over and out.